Well met, my friends. Today I'm going to talk about the game Nexus Ops, and this is actually a re-release. Originally it was released in 2005 by Avalon Hill, and this is by Fantasy Flight Games. And so typically they change a few things and streamline the rules a bit. And I tried to use a tripod, but it didn't really work out too well, so I'm redoing this video just with the handheld camera and seeing how that goes. So to demonstrate the point of simple rules, I'm just going to walk you through the whole thing, and hopefully it won't take too long. So setting up the game board. First there is in the middle this monolith, and that's important to control. And then around it you'll place these hexes. And initially you don't know what type they are. They are randomly placed around. And then there is a ring of these two space hexes all around that. It's a little bit difficult with just one hand. And like this. And then you place these home realms, which are identical, equally spaced, so that each player has the same distance of 3 hexes to the next person. And then you just reveal these. After setting up the board like this, you have these random counters, which can contain different goodies to find, and you place them on all the hexes that are not in somebody's homeland. So now that we've set up the game, it's time for the first player's turn. But before I get into this, I want to quickly say what the game is about. So on the box it says a game of fierce combat and covert operations for 2 to 4 players. But there are not that many covert operations. Instead, it's a game about tactical combat. And as I said, we're playing these corporations, trying to control this moon and the resources on it. And whoever gets 12 victory points wins the game. So this is a bit arbitrary, but it's actually good because of this mechanism. Some of these traits that I've talked about previously are actually fulfilled. You get points for winning a battle, and because of that it's theoretically possible to eliminate a player completely, but by that time somebody has already accumulated those 12 victory points and the game ends. So it's not an issue. Okay, so the first player would start with 8 rubium. And these are the resources we're trying to mine, but essentially they're just the money in the game. And for 8 we can buy different units. And here's the chart. So you can buy these cheap guys, the clones. They cost 1, they only hit on a 6, and but they can mine, which is what this symbol means. The Shardian costs 3, hits on a 5 or better, and can also mine. Spalling costs 3, 5 or better in combat, and can also mine. Boulder Blitzer costs 6, cannot mine, and hits on a 4+. Magma Diver costs 8, cannot mine, hits on a 3+. And we can't even afford the Monolith Worm, which costs 11, cannot mine, and hits on a 2+. So in order to mine these resources and also explore these counters while they're still there, which is actually more important, I'm going to buy 2 clones, which cost me 1 each, and 2 of the Shardians, which cost 3 each, so for a total of the 8 points, 8 rubium. And this was the deployment step. So you can always, in the deployment step, spend your rubium to produce new units in your home hexes. Then it's the movement step. Each of your units can move once and only one space, except for the except for the Boulder Blitzer, which has special rules, and for all the 3 expensive units, Magma Diver and Monolith Worm, but I'll get to that later. So right now, each of our units can move 1, so we would move this guy here, this one there, this one there, and that's already the movement step. Now in the exploration phase, we're going to turn over these counters that we've previously placed in the setup. So here we find we find a Boulder Blitzer who joins our army like this. Rah. And here we have a 1-point factory and another Shardian. The thing is that in the old game they had different names, so I'm a bit confused. And here we find a 2-point factory without anything. And as you can see, they always roughly work out to 6 points, something like this, 6 or 7 points. So the Boulder Blitzer costs 6 to build normally, this guy costs 3, but we have a 1-point factory, and it's assumed that we'll just hold it for 3 turns over the course of an average game. And same here, if we hold this factory for 3 turns, then it's going to be the 6 value. So the next phase is the battle phase, but at the moment there is no battle. Then there is a mining phase, and in the mining phase we'll just look at all of these units that can mine and see how much they get. So here we have troops that can mine, we get 1, then another 2, so we're at 3, and then we're only holding this, so another 3, so we get 6 rubium. And the last part is the draw phase, and in the draw phase we always get a new secret objective. And these secret objectives, those are the cards. Here it says secret mission. We can play it in battle, and it says target encampment, win a battle in a hex that does not contain a rubium refinery. So of course the other players don't know which card we have, and if we were to fight in this battle, in this hex and win, then we could play this extra secret mission card and get this extra point. But whenever you win, then you get a battle victory card that is worth 1 point anyway. Okay, so that was the first player's turn. And the second player gets 3 more rubium than the first one, so he gets 11 to start with. And again, the goal is to, later on, it's to hold these factories and maximize your income. So you can build an army and defeat the other people and accumulate these victory points. But in the early stages, and this is the nice thing, that it naturally creates these steps that initially everybody is just expanding and trying to secure these locations which hold these random goodies. And later on it's more of a tactical combat phase where you try to outmaneuver the other players. So for 11 rubium I would buy 2 clones and 3 Shardians. So the 3 Shardians, 3 each, cost 9, and a clone is 10, 11. 1 per clone. That was the deployment phase. In the movement phase, actually, let me change this. Sorry, in the deployment phase I'm going to buy a Fungoid, because the Fungoid has a special ability in these liquifungi forest hexes. So in the movement step we get going here, here, and here. We're also exploring 3 tokens, but as you can see, unlike the red player who went first, we can mine 2 of our home realms. So in the exploration phase we find a 1-point factory with another Fungoid, and yet again a 1-point factory with a Fungoid. There is one. And here we have 2 energy cards. And these energy cards are special cards that whenever you lose a battle you get 1. And whenever you hold, and this is why it's important to hold it, this monolith, then at the end of the turn you get 2 energy cards. And these energy cards, as you will see, they will help you in battle or generally help you. So the first one says Outflank. It's a battle card. Play this card before rolling dice for the chosen units. Choose 2 units in the same hex and add +2 to each chosen unit's die roll. So as you can see, with the spalling, for instance, we would need a 5+, 5 or 6 to hit. But if we had 2 spallings and would play this outflank card, then we could say these spallings hit on so because they get +2, they hit on 3 or better. And again, these cards are secret. The other players don't know what we have. And the other one is the Fungus Roundup. During the deployment phase, we can play this card. Take 1 Fungoid from your supply and place it in a Liquifungus forest hex you control. Which is kind of nice because it's worth 3 rubium, the cost of a Fungoid. But because it says place it in a Liquifungus forest hex you control, we can essentially deploy at the front. So we wouldn't need to deploy it here in our home realm, but we could place it where we need it, somewhere close to the to where the battles will occur. Okay, so that was the exploration phase. And in the battle phase, we don't have any battles, so we continue to the mining phase. Here we get 3, 5, 6, 7 rubium. And the last player here, this is a 3-player game at the moment, he gets 3 more than the second player, so he gets 14 rubium. Let me find it, 14. And there are a few different things I could do with that. So with 14, I could either get something like 3 clones, where do we have them? Something like 3 clones and 3 Shardians, and we would still have 2 rubium left over for the next turn. And with that I could get, I could control all of my home factories and also get these 3 exploration tokens. Kinda like 2 better 2 of those fungoids and a Shardian, so I could move into these 3 hexes and still get the home realm hexes. But I could also do something else with 14. So for 6 I could get one of these boulder blitzers, then 2 fungoids, that's 12, and 2 of the clones. And now I've spent all 14, and I can also reveal 3 of the exploration tokens. But because the boulder blitzer, in the movement step, the boulder blitzer has a special ability which says may move 2 hexes if in a rock plane's attack first. That doesn't interest us, but essentially we could move it 2 hexes, 1, 2, and leave this for the next round. And we're also closer to the monolith, which, as I said, is important to keep. So exploration phase, here we have a 2-point factory, here we have another boulder blitzer, and finally this fungoid, what does he find? A Shardian and a 1-point factory. I forgot to give this player in his draw phase a secret mission. Secret mission, Fungus Slayer, destroy 1 fungoid or spalling in battle. And the reason why it says or spalling is because in the old game they were called spallings, and in the new game they're called fungoid, and you still have the option to play with the old rules. Okay, so income. We're getting 2, 3, 6, 8, and also we get one of these secret objectives. And this guy has secret mission Crystal Slayer. Destroy 1 crystalline or Shardian in battle. So after 3 turns we finally have the first battles. After the movement phase of the Galactic Syndicate, and actually after the exploration phase there are no more exploration tokens, we have battles. In this hex, the Monolith, and also in this hex, which is the Liqui Fungi Forest. Monolith is a special hex that cannot be entered by clones, Spawlings and Shardians. So it's a battle of the Boulder Blitzers over here. But let's do this battle first. So I'm attacking with 3 Spawlings and 3 Shardians, and the defender has 2 Spawlings. So the battle works as follows. The battle order, you can see, goes from right to left. So first would be Monolith Worms to attack, then Magma Divers, then Boulder Blitzers, then the Spawlings, and then the Shardians. But the Shardians have a special ability. Here it says, before battle may destroy itself to roll 2 dice as a special attack. This special attack hits on 4+. And they also, in the Crystal Spires, they get it for free. When removed as casualty in the Crystal Spires, roll 2 dice as special attack. This special attack hits on 4+. So here, because I want to win this combat, I'm going to sacrifice one of these guys and roll the dice as a special attack, and I'm out of luck. So now, as for the battle order, the Spawlings would actually attack first. So I'm attacking with the Spawlings, and we're getting 1 hit. Remove casualties here, so this one gets removed. And now I can't win the battle anymore, because I only have 1 Shardian left. And he rolls a 3, so he doesn't hit, which means that nothing happens. Normally, if I would have won the battle as the attacker, I would get one of these battle victory cards, and I would also be able to play a battle victory card if I complete the special conditions. And the defender, the losing player, would get one of these energy cards. But here nothing has happened, so which also means that this hex is now contested, and nobody can mine from it as long as there are units from different factions inside. So this combat is rather boring. There are these the Boulder Blitzers, and they hit at the same time. So we could actually, for the attacker, roll the black dice, because we have 3 Boulder Blitzers, and white dice for the defender. Oop. And what do we have? Actually, this is a pretty brutal result. 2 hits from the attacker, because the Boulder Blitzer hits on 4+, and 2 hits from the defender. So essentially we would lose 2 of our Boulder Blitzers. The defender would lose 2 Boulder Blitzers. But this is good, because now we've won the battle, we get the battle victory point, and we can look at our cards and see if we can play one of the others. Win a battle in a hex that does not contain a rubium refinery. So we can play that, and we already have 2 victory points. And the other card we had was Secret Mission Objective, Research Study Magma Pool. If you control 1 magma pool where at least one of your lava leapers or magma divers is present, then we can play these cards out of turn. And as you can see here, I've already purchased the magma diver, and the magma pool is right next to it, so next turn we could go there and play that card. Okay, so that was the battle phase. Mining phase, we're getting 2, 3, 5, 8, 10. And now, in our draw phase, this one is played, we get 1 new secret objective. Threat assessment magma beast. Destroy 1 enemy unit in battle with a lava leaper, with a lava leaper's attack. So that's also good for us, because it fits our units And we also, because we at the end of our turn we control the monolith, we get 2 energy cards, and actually the defender from the last battle gets 1 energy card as well. But let's look at our cards. Crystal Regeneration. Play this card before a battle begins. Any crystal lines, so also the opponent's crystal lines, removed as casualties during this battle are immediately placed on their owner's Crystal Spire home base hex instead of returning to the supply. And the other one is Spore Cloud. During the deployment phase, destroy 1 crystal line or Shardian in any hex. Alright, so this was an example how the battle system works, and also how this playing of victory points works. So as you can see, 2 battles and 2 victory points, but it's very quick, and it's very easy to reach those 12 points. But there is a bit of a tactical decisions to make. For instance, here with all these Sporelings guarding each other, if this hex is attacked, these 2 Sporelings could assist, and vice versa. So, pursue your dreams, and see you next time.